talking about the NFC West a lot lately. We talked about the Seahawks a few weeks ago, Russell Wilson. We talked about the Rams, on Friday's show. Let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals. And the Arizona Cardinals, are they ready for prime time? Last year, the Arizona Cardinals, they finished 8-8 on the season, third in the NFC West. They had a chance at making the playoffs. At one point, they were 8-6. I think they lost their last 2 games, finished off 8-8. They added veterans like A.J. Green and J.J. Watt in the offseason. I think they also added James Conner, in the backfield. So, what are your expectations for the Arizona Cardinals this season?
Don't forget the draft, man. They drafted a talented linebacker in Xavier Collins and a dynamic receiver in Rondale Moore, which is my cousin Hopbow's favorite guy. But my expectation for the Cardinals this season, you grab all these weapons, and Asher, I hope you hear me too. You grab all these weapons, Cliff Kingsbury. You better do something with them. You started you started the season 6-3, and then you finished 8-8. You lost your last 2 games. All you have to do is win the last game. You're in.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do that. And I think Cliff Kingsbury, believe it or not, is on the hot seat because you bring in J.J. Watt, you pay him elite money, you bring in A.J. Green, you think you can restore his career, you bring in James Conner because you lost Kenyon Drake. You bring in I don't know if they probably about to trade Chandler Jones, but he's here. You drafted Rondale Moore to bring more weapons and Xavier Collins to play middle linebacker. So it's a lot on him. I think if this Cardinal team at least doesn't make the playoffs, their expectations was definitely underachieved. So if they don't make the playoffs this year, you can say you fire Kingsbury and this team has underachieved because all this talent on that team and how special Kyler Murray is. They should go farther in the playoffs. That's how good they really are. They just need to hit that potential though. But I'm stoked to watch them throughout the season because we was talking about the Rams. They got a nice defense now. They got a quarterback that they're taking a huge gamble on. Now Cliff Kingsbury, he's taking a huge gamble on veteran players like J.J. Watt and A.J. Green. Now can Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins? How can I forget about DeAndre Hopkins? See, they got a lot of weapons. So if they don't get the job done, Trey, they coming for Kingsbury's job.
I agree with you actually about Kingsbury.
They coming for him. And everybody had doubts about him. Man, why they hiring this dude? Who want to play college ball? But I think Kingsbury's actually a solid coach. He just got to put it all together.
I think people had questions about whether or not he can lead an NFL team as a head coach. Because what has he done to earn, this Arizona Cardinals job? You inherited one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, and that leads me to how I feel about the Arizona Cardinals. When you talk about the Arizona Cardinals, for me, Clarence, it obviously starts at the quarterback position in Kyler Murray. Last year, Kyler Murray had 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, threw for close to 4,000 passing yards, completed 67% of his passes. I think when you look at young quarterbacks in the NFL, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, you gotta have Kyler Murray in that conversation. I've been impressed with Kyler Murray since his days at the University of Oklahoma, Clarence. He is a true athlete, can play baseball as well. Still wants to pursue his baseball career, but I love him as a quarterback. I love his leadership, and I think when you talk about pure speed, the first 20 yards of a race, I think he can get Lamar. Not 50 yards, not 60 yards. I'm talking about the first 20. I think he might be able to get Lamar because he's quick, just like Lamar is, and he could, he's quick, moving side to side, and I love his pocket awareness. Unlike Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray is great at throwing the ball in the pocket. I've been very impressed with him, but I think last year he got injured, and he got a small frame, Clarence. If he gets hit or if he gets injured, I kind of feel like he's not the same because he's not really big. How tall is Kyler Murray?
He's
5'10". He's 5'10", so he's not very tall. So I just wonder how many hits can he take. I think Cliff Kingsbury needs to do a better job of putting Kyler Murray in positions, to be, successful and also protect his young quarterback. Because Kyler Murray, he's ruthless. He's careless. He'll go out there and run all over the field if you let him. Kingsbury needs to do a good job of putting him in the pocket and protecting Kyler Murray from himself. Because if you let Kyler Murray just go out there, he'll run all over the field and he might get injured again. And I think that's the reason why, Clarence, they lost those 2 games down the stretch and missed the playoffs. You got to have Kyler Murray healthy. When you look at the defensive side of the ball, Obviously, they brought in J.J. Watt. So, we'll see what he has left in the tank. That's the biggest question about J.J. Watt. We know J.J. Watt, when he's healthy, he's a top defensive player in the NFL. But he hasn't been healthy, Clarence, over the last few years. And then even offensively. A.J. Green, they brought him in. He's another veteran. A.J. Green hasn't been healthy for the last few years either.
Okay, take it easy.
That's the question is about A.J. Green and J.J. Watt. Can they get back to being the players that they were 2-3 years ago? If they can, I believe this Arizona Cardinals team has a chance to make the playoffs. I think the Rams have a better team top to bottom, but I think the Cardinals can compete with the Rams in the NFC West, and I think they have a shot to make the postseason.
I think the Cardinals offense is kind of better than the Rams offense.
I think they might be better, but I think the Rams team is better than the Cardinals team.
Well,
defensively for sure. It's not even a conversation.
Yeah, so let me ask you this: Where does you rank Kyler Murray among your young NFL quarterbacks?
I would say, okay, I'm obviously Patrick Mahomes is better.
Okay, so we doing young quarterbacks, or we just doing quarterbacks in the NFL?
Young quarterbacks.
Young quarterbacks. Okay.
So I would say, okay, I'm gonna tell you who I'm gonna take him over.
Let's do a quick five.
Quick five.
We'll
Okay.
take him over.
Go ahead, name some.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes.
Of course not.
Deshaun Watson.
Of course not.
Lamar.
Ooh, man, that's close for me. I know people gonna think this is crazy. This is close for me. I love Lamar. Lamar is a great player. I know he won MVP a few years ago. 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Broke the rushing yards record, but Kyler Murray is a better pocket passer than Lamar is.
Lamar got more wins than they ever had in the last 3 years, man.
Give me Kyler over Lamar.
Ooh, that's tough. Allen.
Give me Josh Allen over Kyler Murray. I like Josh Allen because Josh Allen is great as far as being able to throw the ball deep. He's a great deep ball thrower.
Herbert.
Give me Kyler Murray over Herbert.
Burrow.
Give me Kyler Murray over Burrow.
Oh, because the knee injury, right?
Just overall, Kyler Murray.
God.
Kyler more proven than Joe Burrow right now. Joe Burrow, look, you get beside yourself.
No, I'm not.
Because you ain't had no elite quarterback, in a long time. You get beside yourself.
Look, he had all those weapons, and the potential was still there. Okay.
Now, Joe Burrow, who you got? Or Kyler Murray?
I'm not trying to be biased and none of that, but I will take Burrow. The instinct he has for the team, he would spark it up. I'm telling you. Look, Kyler Murray is special.
Oh, the ACL?
No. Oh man, look, he's healthy.
Come on.
He's
we
healthy.
don't even know what Joe Burrow. We don't even know what Joe Burrow is going to play this year. We don't know how he's going to play with that injury.
The problem with Murray is though that sometimes his read is not there. His first read isn't there, and he gonna scramble or he's gonna get lost in his throwing motion.
Herbert or Murray? Come on, man. Oh my God! You was gonna take Herbert over Murray?
Ah man.
Come on, man.
I'm not being. Look, I'm telling you, man. Herbert got a lot of potential, but at the moment I probably take Murray over him because Herbert consistent accuracy is kind of in question.
Josh Allen or Kyler Murray?
Allen, for sure.
Deshaun Watson or Kyler Murray?
Deshaun Watson.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes or Wing? Come on.
Take Murray. Come on.
But okay, so. Are the Cardinals a playoff team to you?
I think so. I believe so. I feel like they got a middle of pack defense. Like you said, it's something like injuries can't come back to J.J. Watt. If he's healthy though, I can see them really going deep, and their defense can sneak into the top 10. But I think this offense is very potent. They got a lot of potential. The running game is kind of iffy though, but I can trust it more because it's Kyler Murray. He can run the ball. He had 10 rushing touchdowns last year. So I think he's capable of running the ball if he's needed. And you got one of the best receivers in the league, DeAndre Hopkins. How can you defend that? Jalen Ramsey did a good job, but this offense is dynamic. They can be really an elite offense if they can click together. I think they're a playoff team though. Only thing will hold them back is if the defense can't hold the end of their stick and injuries start to happen. But I think the Arizona Cardinals is a playoff team. And I already told you this before. The NFC West is going to be between Arizona and the LA Rams, man.
Oh, I certainly agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
49ers, they going through.
They'll be better this year.
They gonna be going through a little rebuild.
Ah, man, I disagree.
We should talk about
they
the
just went
wins
to the
now.
Super Bowl 2 years ago. They just had a bunch of injuries.
Look at the Rams. Look at the Rams though. Everybody expecting them to go back to the Super Bowl. They know damn well the Rams about to make a back-to-back, man.
I think as far as dual threat quarterbacks, I think he deserves to be in that conversation. Talk about Kyler Murray as Lamar Jackson. Dual threat? As a dual threat?
You got Ashton Pierce.
What? I said as a dual threat.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
What?
He is a dual threat.
Listen,
He is a dual threat.
last year, this is Kyler Murray. Rush attempts, he was ranked 3rd in the NFL with 82. Rushing yards, he was ranked 2nd in the NFL with 822 rushing yards. His yards per attempt, he was 6.2, which was ranked 3rd. And then his rushing touchdowns, he was ranked 11th, which is 2nd in the NFL. That is a dual threat quarterback, the same as Lamar Jackson. And like I said, Kyler Murray is a better pocket passer than Lamar Jackson is.
I actually got Kyler Murray in my top 10 quarterbacks going into this year.
Good. I'm glad you do. Give Kyler Murray his flowers. Like, I love Lamar. I know how great Lamar is. Okay, I know Lamar won an NFL MVP award 2 years ago. He broke the rushing yards record held by Michael Vick. I respect the hell of Lamar. Okay, I love Lamar Jackson's story. You know, when he came into the NFL, most people counted him out.
He's better than Watson.
He was... Whoa, what?
He's better than Watson at the moment.
Oh, stop. Don't do that. Look, I ain't got time for this shenanigans tonight. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Like, I'm not going to do it with you. Like, for you, so Lamar Jackson's better than Deshaun Watson?
Lamar Jackson?
You just said that. He's better?
He's better at the moment. Hey, Raquel, I want you to book this right now. Lamar Jackson is better than Deshaun Watson at the moment, right now. Because only I say right now because he won, because he's a winning quarterback. He carried his team more better than him. And think about this. Without this Ravens team, without Lamar Jackson, there isn't no playoff. There isn't nothing. I'm telling you right now. And who got the MVP? Who got the MVP, Asher? Who got the MVP?
You just said, wait.
Point.
Did you just say that Lamar Jackson is better than Deshaun Watson?
Let me give you 1 Mahomes, 2 Brady, 2 Rodgers, 3 Brady, 4 Lamar, 5 Russ, 6 Watson, 7 Allen, 8 Murray, number 9 Matthew Stafford, number 10 Big Ben.
No, you just that's your top 10 quarterback, but you just said that Lamar Jackson is better than Deshaun Watson.
I think he impacts the game more than Deshaun Watson. I think that only thing Deshaun Watson got on him is throwing the football, but sometimes he's been sacked 47 times. And not saying it's his fault, but partially is his fault. When you hold on to football for too long, you're getting sacked.
Are you serious? Deshaun Watson?
Who got the MVP, Trey?
Stop!
Who got the MVP?
Man, listen.
Who got the MVP?
Man, hey, guess what? When I look at the Baltimore Ravens and their success, I could point to variety of other people who contributes to their success. You know, John Harbaugh is a great coach in the NFL. Ozzie Newsome is a great owner in the NFL. He puts players in positions to be successful, and he puts, players on the team that helps John Harbaugh succeed. When you look at the Houston Texans, as awful as that organization has been, this is a terrible organization. You got players like Andre Johnson, a Hall of Fame great. J.J. Watt, a Hall of Fame, in the future great. Spoke out against the Houston Texans organization. Hold on, let me finish. All Deshaun Watson did was have 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, completed 70% of his passes, threw for over 4,000 passing yards last year. Wait, who was he throwing the ball to? Because DeAndre Hopkins was in Arizona.
Okay.
Who was he throwing the ball to? Are you serious?
The last 5 years, the Houston Texans have more playoff wins than the Baltimore Ravens. So, even without Deshaun Watson, they was winning playoff games. The quarterback situation in Baltimore, Joe Flacco couldn't lead them. So they had to bring in Lamar Jackson. Ever since Lamar Jackson been the starting quarterback, they've been making the playoffs. They've been making the playoffs, Mr. Larkins. And talent perspective, it's really close. It's really, really close.
It's not. Okay, let me tell you something.
It's close.
Okay.
It's
Deshaun Watson is a better pocket passer than Lamar.
That's about it.
Deshaun Watson also overall in their career, like even I'm talking even go back to the collegiate.
Man, we ain't talking.
No, I'm counting all this. Deshaun Watson is more of a winner than Lamar, and I love Lamar.
Wait, Lamar got a Heisman Trophy too.
Did you forget that Deshaun Watson went to back-to-back national championship games against Nick Saban? Yeah. And in the year that he lost, they should have won that year. Like, Deshaun Watson is big time. And I got something else.
He is, though.
I've said this on the show. Okay, I got one for you. Deshaun Watson is closer to Patrick Mahomes than Lamar Jackson is to Deshaun Watson. There's a gap. There is a significant gap. If you put Deshaun Watson, I said this before though. This is
you said this before.
consistent with this. If you put Deshaun Watson in Kansas City, I guarantee you Deshaun Watson statistically will put up the same numbers as Patrick Mahomes.
You can look.
Yes, I'm saying
you might
yes.
call me crazy, but I think when you the next person that is next to Patrick Mahomes, it's only two people. It is Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson, but I think Lamar is closer when we talk about impacting the game. Think about it. Mahomes even said it. He even said like the way how he impacts a game is amazing because you got to worry about him throwing the ball and running it. Deshaun Watson, you only get more so worried about him throwing the ball. He's not a big of a dual threat. He's more of a pro-style quarterback, but Lamar Jackson is better than this man right
Now, I got a
now.
question for you before we move on to our wiser lives. Between Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson, comparing the two,
Yep.
who's had the better coach since both players been in the NFL? Who's had the better coach, Lamar or Deshaun?
Oh, okay, Harbaugh, but
Harbaugh's way. Bill O'Brien was off.
Bill O'Brien had one more playoff game
was awful, man.
in the last few years than Harbaugh. Harbaugh can't make the damn playoff. He couldn't win with Joe Flacco, Trey.
He won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. He got one.
I said the last 5 years, man.
Come
The
on.
last 5 years. Look, the point is Lamar Jackson is an elite quarterback.
I never said he wasn't. I never said he wasn't.
But and right now, as of right now, Lamar Jackson is better than Deshaun Watson.
Stop. You need to be drug tested.
Yeah,
For real.
no.
You need to be drug tested saying something like that,
AFC
man.
South championships the Houston Texans have?
Hey,
Exactly. One. How many they got? One.
don't do that.
How many Baltimore got? Okay.
Deshaun Watson is a significantly better pocket passer than Lamar. Right now in their careers, Lamar is not as good as a pocket passer as Deshaun Watson is. I'm sorry. Come on.
He's a better overall player than Watson.
Let's transition to our Wiser Lies segment of the day. Boston Celtics' new head coach, Ime Udoka, vows to push Jason Tatum